Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday Two Dogs Digs Hall Pass. It's me, Two Dogs Digs. Bad Dog Craig, also known as Barbie Bad Dog. I don't know. I could change my name if I want to. And, of course, today, joining us tonight is from the basement. It is C'est magnifique, Mr. Godot.
C'est magnifique. Yes, hello. I'm Good Dog. And I'm
today on our show, we are going to take you through. We had a weekend where we popped down to a bunch of estate sales and garage sales in upstate New York. And sometimes you have success at them, sometimes you don't. And in this case, we had what we consider to be pretty good success. When we've done some research afterwards, we actually had even better success than we thought we did. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about our little trip. Yes, Doug, we're going to talk about our little trip for the weekend. Right, Rick?
Yes.
So I was very good with Rick. We were down in Buffalo for 2 nights in upstate New York. And we did a bunch of shopping, starting out with garage sales, because the garage sales actually up there actually start at like Thursday afternoons in some cases. You can actually find garage sales starting Thursday afternoons, usually running all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then some even on Sunday. And luckily for us, just as a complete fluke, I was doing some searching using what's left of the yard sale treasure map, which some of you may or may not be familiar with. Let me see if I can pick it up here for you to see. If you are not familiar with it, let's see. Come on, show me. There we go.
Is your phone fighting with you again?
No, I'm just trying to get it loaded up. So if you are not familiar with the garage sale treasure map or yard sale treasure map, it's this one right down here. It used to be amazing. When you open it up, it actually can, let's see, I full screen it there. It actually tells you where you are, and you can go to any place you wanted to. And in our case, we just pop down here and we will show you. This happens to be looking at this coming Friday. We can see right now that there's 17 sales that are happening in that area. And each one of the sales is linked to garagesaler.com. So you can click on it. You can see that this one is a Carnaby estate sale. You can click on that and actually see the ads. You can't normally see the pictures or anything like that, but at least gives you a way to take a look at something like this. So in this case, we know right now that this Friday, and you can sort them here. You can sort them like there's a Lockport street sale plus an estate sale, neighborhood garage sale. So what I do with these is I actually color them. I color every green one as a neighborhood garage sale. I take all the estate sales and I color them purple. Why? So when I go back in here, I can actually look and see that's a purple, that's a green, that kind of thing.
And I forget every time, and he hands me the phone to navigate, and I flip back up. I freak out because
as well as this, you can pop in Saturday, and it actually gives you. So there's 20 sales listed today. Now, compared to the way this used to be, it used to be an amazing app that would actually give you a lot. I remember people showing us in places like LA and San Antonio and places like that. They'd have like 476 garage sales listed. So it's still something that you should consider using. It's called Yard Sale Treasure Map, and you should think about downloading that. It does pull stuff in from some places. It pulls stuff in Canada as well, but very little, because it's actually using a place called Garage Saler, GARGSALR. It's a really bad spelling, where it's scraping that to put on the things on the map. So that's how we use it to start ourselves off. And we're too big this way. Do you like us better this way, Rick?
Huh?
Do you like us better with that way or this way? That way?
That's much better. My head is smaller.
My head is big enough as it is. So thanks again to everybody for joining us here on this Tuesday to talk about some fun that we had here. I got to make a big hello because I got to say hello to a bunch of people who showed us. Hey, Lisa, thank you for popping in. Joel, thank you. Hey, Andrew, I got your name right. I'm pretty sure. Janet. Marianne, Nellie, Angelique. Let's see. Susan, hello. Linda, Mr. Carl, thanks for popping in. We'll probably be back with us next week, helping us on some more stuff. Dawn and Catherine, Sherry, a friendly flea, Holly, Charlene. Let's see. Heather says garage sales usually don't shop on up till the day before. Estate sales can show up 10 days before. Yes. Slow Crafter. I think there is a paid version of this still. It's $1.99. And Rick there is a free version, but the free version only shows you, I think, that day, right?
And maybe the day after.
It doesn't show you like the week. I can choose any day on there I want to and see what's happening in the week. So, and I'm not sure if that allows you to color code. It also allows you to even build a route if you wanted to. You can actually pick the different things and route it out for you. The other thing that we always take a look at, and actually this is on our phone as well, so I'm going to pop to our phone for a second on here too, is estatesales.net, which is this little green button up in the top. And this is what we look at. We pop in the city that we're wanting to go to. In this case, it's Buffalo, New York. And this shows us the next 8 days, what all the different sales are happening in the area. And there's a few more in there today than there were even yesterday. The nice thing about them is with this, you can actually map these down in the bottom corner there. So again, you can put as far away as you want to go. Oops, sorry. You can put as far away as you want to go, and you can take a look at all of these. And you can even go, depending upon where you are in North America, you can actually look at the map. So if you wanted to do right now, you wondered what estate sales there were in Dallas. We could put that in, and Dallas wide, there are 55 results. These are all auctions that are on in Dallas right now. So this is the way we look at ours. We go through these and then we pick what we want and say, oh, I really like this fabulous estate sale. And in a lot of cases, they don't have the pictures yet. So that's one of the challenges. We can't really decide sometimes whether we're going until the day before. For example, this one that says a fun Carnaby sale, this actually has its pictures in. So we get to look at these and say, oh, wait a second. That's the kind of place that we like to visit. It's the kind of place that's got more things in it, weird things in it, stuff like that, versus going to a place that may be, let's see, at Opulence in Amherst, which is the kind of sale we usually don't go to because it's like, well, there's all these pictures of a car, and then we see a lot of stuff where it's like a couch, an empty table. Like, so when I look at stuff like this to us is like, this is a foo-foo sale. It's like, yeah, they got some Ladro. It's been set up in a nice photo booth. It's like, that's not the kind of sale that we want to go to. We may drop in if we do go to it, but generally we don't go to those kind of things. We also don't show up early for check-ins because we just can't be bothered. In fact, what we would rather do is go to garage sales during that first couple of hours. And yeah, we may miss some things, but we also, we don't have to fight our way in. We don't have to stand around. As I think I mentioned last week, we were at an estate sale 2 weeks ago, and there were 50 people outside it at 20 after 9 or 20 after 10. It started at 10. There were already 50 people still outside after 10 o'clock, which means there were people inside the house, which means we would have been standing there for 2 hours. Instead, we garage sale, went back there that afternoon at like 2:30 in the afternoon and found some great stuff because there's stuff that people overlook all the time. That's the one thing that you always should think about. And that's one of the things we're going to talk a little bit about today is all the stuff that people just either miss or pass by, because that's some of the stuff that we ended up doing. I wish we'd grabbed some screenshots from estatesales.net beforehand, but of course, we don't think about we don't think about those things because normally when we're doing this kind of thing, the sale is what we're trying to do. We're not thinking about filming, we're not thinking about photography or any of that stuff. So sometimes you'll end up seeing, like, we'll try and maybe think about doing it the next time if we find a sale like this, because this would have had some great pictures for you in advance of it for the doll haul. But we started out the weekend with some garage sales. And the first garage sale that we went to was a sale that had some very interesting things in it, including, this is the very first garage sale we hit, right, Rick? I'm pretty sure this is the very first garage sale we hit. And this was what I found at that garage sale. I'm going to remove you, go to you, and go here. This was the first garage sale that we went to. And it was the family had twin boys and girls. This was all Lego. Everything you see here, all of this was Lego. And then through the rest of it, I'm going to run it again so you can see how much there was. There was so much here that I was like going, oh my goodness, I don't know enough about Lego. I can't really tell what I should be thinking about with this stuff. What am I going to do? Should I get any? Shouldn't I get any? I don't know what I should do. Well, I did end up picking up a bit of Lego, that's for sure. And this is what I did was I went through that box of the boxes that were there, and I grabbed all the largest and what looked like to be most complete Lego things that I could. So this is a bad picture I'm going to show you here. This is some of the stuff that I got. And I asked them as I started looking at this, how much do you want for this? And I'm looking at things like this, and I know this happens to be a Star Wars fighter. And this actually, all of the things, they tried to keep them just together as they could. It still had the figure inside it. There was this. I don't even know. I'm going to have to Google image some of these. And a couple of them were in pieces. Like this was there with a guy inside it, and I found the other wing to it somewhere else. So it was a whole box and a half full of stuff like this. I did grab, again, I'm not even sure what's what on some of these things. I did grab everything I could in there, and this entire box, as well as another box of some things, and a batch of Lego brochures, which I also grabbed from them, was $50. Now, some people might think, oh, $50, is that a good thing to be like doing for a loose thing of Lego? Well, this particular one, let's just show you. I didn't look this up, but I just knew once before, about 3 years ago, I passed by a Lego sale.
This was pre-COVID, so 3.5 years.
Drove up to this, and there was nobody around. And this person had put all of their kids' Star Wars stuff with the boxes. The things were all built on top of the boxes, and they wanted $100 for everything. And I walked back to the car and said to Rick, I think I should get those. A couple of them were giant things like the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon. And Rick said, yes, you should. I turned around and somebody said, I'm taking them all, and took them all from me. The Death Star alone, I think, was a $400 Lego set. It was like, ah! So this time I wasn't going to pass by some of these. This I happened to do a Google search before, and I actually looked it up, and there we found it here. It's the Lego Republic Striker Classic Starfighter 9497. So I just took that image in Google Images. I'll have to see if it's all there or not. And when I went to look that specific one up, if I do that right now, it is Lego 9497. Remember, Rick, when I'm doing some of this, it would really be helpful if you look them up so that I don't have to look them up. Remember, we chatted about
Good luck. You never give me enough information to look them up.
Lego 9497. I think that would have been enough information for anybody to look it up.
No.
But this is, let me just, hold on a second. That's the Lego stuff here. This is what we're looking at here. And you can see there it basically is. These are a couple of just examples of them. Obviously, I don't have the box for them. If I did, it would be really great if it was new in box. But here's some loose ones. $29 for that one. $35 for that one. 20. That's $279. So looks like it could be a $30 figure or more on that. So that whole box that you saw there, I picked up for $50. Plus, I happened to go to another garage sale a couple of days later, or the next day. And while I was at that next garage sale, they just happened to have a bunch of Batman Lego. So I got that, and that was $10 for a bunch of Batman Lego spiders and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty good. That was one of the very first garage sale that we hit. I did pick up some other interesting things at that garage sale. I'm not sure they had things like this. I have not looked these up. And everything I bought at that person's garage sale only cost me about $60. I think they charged me $3 for these. Haven't looked these up, but they're Transformers construct bots in their original case with their. So everything in there looks great. Rick, can you go grab Doug?
Yep.
And so this is all stuff that I added into the thing. So even though this isn't the doll haul, it's all stuff that we found as part of our little trip around. Yeah, actually, that's true. Andrew, is like, if they're not complete, I can go to Bricklink and find the pieces. I can find the instructions somewhere. And I've got a nephew who likes to build these things. So I don't like to build them personally. So I can actually say here. Or I might just put them on Max Sold and see what I do with them and see if I can flip them. Hey, Greg, welcome. And Kathy, if she's watching. So we went to that, and that was our first garage sale. We went to a couple of others, and one of the other ones, which was an interesting one, and this was on the same day. So this was Friday morning. We went to one which was a sale that was being done. We didn't realize it at the time, by a teacher. And I'm just going to show you part of what she had in her sale. This is what she had set up just for books alone. And I haven't shown you and VHS tapes and everything along those lines, games and things along those lines. So this was just her movies, her media tent, if you want to call it that. Now, I didn't look at a lot of the tapes, but you can see the prices were $3 for $1. It was not an expensive sale at all. Well, when we got to the sale, we did a quick walk by this, and I could have picked up all those VHS tapes of I Love Lucy and things like that. But the challenge sometimes is that they were something we don't necessarily want to flip, and they take up a big amount of space. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to do those. Probably could have. One of the things that she actually had at her sale, though, was an entire batch of records. This is all 45s, 245s. Now, in this batch, the batches of records were that she was selling were 10 for $1. 10 for $1. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I had started going through them, and I'm just going to show you some of the fun things we found in there. Phil Collins, Two Hearts. The photo covers, Lionel Richie, Survivor, High on You. Captain and Tennille, Lonely Night, Angel Face. She used to call me Angel Face. Most people don't know what that song is. There was a bunch of kids stuff in there, too. So Mary Poppins, Gingerbread Man. God, that looks scary. If that happened, I'm sure the chef would have had a heart attack. The Candy Man. Sorry, he just looks creepy. He looks like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. There was also some interesting colored records. So I had like 10 in my hand. Here's some more that were from that lot. Huey Lewis and the News. Doing it all for my baby. Sean Cassidy. And the ever popular 45, Dr. Richard Chamberlain. I don't know if he's singing on it. just weird. And then these, this is like RCA Victor, and it is Bring Another Half Pint by Sonny Boy Williamson. And this one is Adamante Cantabile. Anyway, I saw these. So I got to, and I went, you know what? I keep forgetting to do this. And I always tell you guys to do this, but half the time I forget myself. I went, go ask for the deal. Ask for the deal. So I looked at the husband. I said, you know what? Oh, wow. Sonny Boy Williamson, Bring Another. That's unfortunately, that's not sold, is it?
No, it's just.
There's one for $12 too. But yeah, that's this one right here.
The red one is.
It is. One. Oh no! So that's this one right here. This orange one, and it actually looks like it's in this really strange little plastic thing, and we'll actually probably record it so that we can show it. That's this guy here. But I mean, somebody's listing for 150. I don't think we're going to get 150 for it. So I said to the person, well, how much for everything you've got? So I looked at that batch, And he said, I don't know how. I don't want to count them. I said, neither do I. How about I give you $10 for everything? He goes, okay. So we got about 200 of these 45s for $10. If the one is worth the $10, if I could get $10 for Sunny Boy, then the rest of these were free. And so this is something that we got to do a bit of research on. Not too much, because I don't want to spend a ton of time on that. But we're going to go to that. Also at this sale, the woman had teacups and pots and other things. Rick, you ended up buying something, didn't you? One of the things I found was this Limoges teacup, and it said cream and sugar. And I said, how much is the Limoges cream and sugar? And she goes, oh, $1. And I said, oh, here's a teacup. She goes, oh, you can have that for that $1. And I found some other teacups, Demi-Tasse cups by it as well. And I said, how much for all of these Demi-Tasse cups? She gave us 6 for $1. Like, so we were spending like $2, $2. And then Rick finds these. Now, these are actually legitimate things. Now, Rick, I'm going to give you the close up on this.
They are Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa punching puppets.
Yo.
And the weird thing is,
Adrian.
I think he stole her dresses. These are actually the outfits that he was sold in.
Yeah, we originally thought he would have only been sold in that striped one, right, Rick?
I thought the kids had redressed it. Yeah, I thought that
looked more like, okay, yeah, that's him.
It looks like a boxing outfit, but this
that looks like
print,
you're holding just a face up, Rick.
Oh, sorry. This nice little flowery print and this sort of
this granny caftan that looks like it belongs on Golden Girls.
There we go.
Looks like it belongs on Golden.
I have to fix the fighting mechanism.
He's punching himself in the face.
So all 3 of these were like $1 for all 3.
But didn't you look them up?
Yeah, I did. I can't find them anymore.
Okay. When you did look them up,
they're selling for
15 or 20 each.
Yeah.
There is a Mr. T that goes with it that he didn't get. But yeah, that was just some of the interesting stuff. And then because she was a teacher, every once in a while you look for something, you go, what's that? So I look down and I see this bag of stuff, these bags. And I'm like, what are these things? And I don't know what they are. So I grab a couple of them and I see this. Now, I don't think any of you would have ever even thought about this. So this is why we always say, take a look and see if this is something. This is, I don't know who she is, Betty Lukens, The Quiet Book #4, but I could see that it was a bunch of felt. It's, Rick, can you flip me around? So it's felt pieces and there we go, like felt seams. And then, like I had actually when I was a kid, there's all these little things you can put on them. So you can stick and play. I guess for quiet time, you can play and put the elephants on things. It's like, I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. I haven't gone through them, but I thought, I don't know who she is. I guess I've got to look up Betty Lukens. So I grab my phone, I turn to the side, and I decide I'm going to look up this name, Betty Lukens. Like Fuzzy Felts. Yes, exactly. What, Carl, you're saying not picking up. You say you wouldn't pick this up. Well, there were 4 of them. And I got the 4 of them for, they were part of the 50 cents each section. And these were a couple of other ones that were in there. And this is Quiet Book. It looks like it's 4 different Quiet Books, but this one is religious one here. And so is this one. I think not even cut out. Half of the people are not even cut out from it. So it's sort of half cut, half not. And so, but when I looked them up, I just want to show you, this is what I ended up seeing. I looked up Betty Lukens, and on Betty Lukens, this was what some of the kits were selling for, which really surprised me. I saw kits selling for $39, $38 down here. Look at that. Some of them brand new, some of them pre-owned. There's pre-owned one, new other. There's a cutout one, $24 for a camping one. And I was like, okay, $19 for this. But then take a look at some of these Bible felt flannel pieces, $13. And here is the thing that surprised the heck out of me. So I got to try and organize this. Why? Because take a look at this. Look how high the prices can go in here. This is the large 12-inch felt storybooks, $260. Flannel graph through the Bible, felt pictures, $219. Kids around the world. Like, oh my goodness. So there's a bunch of through the Bible felt pieces. Normal use, well taken care. I went and counted them all. The woman said she counted them all. And this is what she's got in that. That $125 she got for cut out Bible pieces. Woo-hoo! So I don't know whether any of you would ever find this kind of thing when you're looking. But my point is, when I see something down on the ground that I don't know what it is, it's like, and I just saw there's 3 or 4 of these, and I saw they were in a bag, and this happened to be at a teacher's thing. I thought, I got to take a look at that. So that was some of the fun stuff that we found that was not at the actual doll sale. The doll sale we went to was actually a 3-day long sale. And at that 3-day long or 4-day long sale, it started on the Wednesday afternoon, then was on the Thursday, but we didn't get down to it till after 3. So we couldn't go to it on the Wednesday or Thursday. So it would have been open for 2 days. We went to it on the Friday. It was open the Friday and the Saturday as well. And on that Friday and Saturday, the Friday we went in, and I think I've got a picture of you, or a video for you of the porch as we entered into this place. So this was a woman who was a doll. Hey, Sherry! Yay! Welcome. Half the live show. And now we're just about to talk about the doll stuff. So we went to this thing, and it was someone who had a doll store at some point. They did doll repair. They did doll crafts. They did doll making. It was a 3-story house with a giant basement and a giant, like, multiple rooms, probably 4 bedrooms upstairs. Had a big, huge garage. The garage has 2 levels in the garage. And on the 3rd day, we were there day 3. This is what we saw in just the front porch. This is just going into the front porch. Wait a sec. There we go. Tables filled. There's Rick. But take a look. This is literally boxes and boxes of pink boxes of Barbies. This was just the front room. And I just went, nah, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that was in good shape, some stuff in pretty bad shape. The prices were unbelievable as far as I was concerned, too. In a lot of cases, the individual dolls in their boxes were priced at $8 or $12. So, like, that was $12 for that Barbie. And we got there on this was day 3. So everything was already 30% off on day 3.
Over, yeah.
This is just boxes of loose dolls. She probably had, our guess is probably somewhere in the neighborhood, I would say we saw at least 300 plus loose dolls in boxes all over the house. Some boxes had 2 dolls in them. Some had 4. Some had 20. We saw probably, I'm guessing, 300 plus boxes on that Friday when we got there.
Yep.
Room by room by room. And so 2 days earlier, there were over 1,000 dolls. Now, and it wasn't just that. They not only had that, but this was their basement where she did crafting. Those are all doll stands. This is boxes of just doll braids. This is doll hair. Now,
the industrial machines.
The kind that goes on those industrial machines. Look how far back that room goes. And over to the corner. It's going over to the corner. Those are all bisque things that she was making stuff on.
I looked, but I couldn't find a sewing machine that the hair would work in.
Yeah, if they had an industrial sewing machine, we probably bought that. But all craft stuff that was in there as well, in their crafting section. Like, this is literally just filled with, like, molds for everything and doll heads and pieces of heads. So this was all in that one area that we went to. And it was so neat to see all this stuff. It was, as Heather said, it was a bit overwhelming. And yes, this was day 3. And the craft basement and doll basement, that was day 4. I didn't film them until the 4th day because we went back on day 4 as well. It was just like, that was the kind of stuff that we ended up seeing in here, in that, which was just unbelievable. Upstairs, they even had jewelry, like galore. This was their jewelry on day 3. This was all the jewelry they still had left on day 3. And
their prices weren't that bad. It's just
no, at this day, like, look at necklaces. I just passed that. Necklaces were $8, I think, on that little sign. There it is. Bracelets $6, brooches $6, and this was 30% off that at that day. So they were going to 50% off the next, like, an hour from then. Because
you see the unless marked. I picked up a couple of pieces, and they had $30 and $40 prices on them. Yeah,
like, and 20 on some and things like that. But again, this was just the jewelry section of there. These all, for example, all of these pins were $16 in that lot. But again, that was just the jewelry section. And there was so much more in this house. It was just unbelievable, all the stuff that they...
No, Heather's asking if it was just Barbie dolls.
No, it wasn't just Barbie dolls. It was everything under the sun, because she actually did crafting as well. So some of the stuff that we ended up picking up. Now, on the Friday, while we were there, we did pick up a few things that were in the Barbie world. So I'm going to show you some of the dolls that I picked up in the Barbie world. And this was stuff that was actually really well priced for us. I just got to get to them. But this is the kind of thing that we managed to pick up. And these were this ended up being $9 because it was 30% off. So this was a Chilean Barbie, still mint in its box. This they gave me for $6. This set sells for almost $75, and they gave it to me for $6. And there were, behind this, there were 3 Barbie and Ken Star Trek sets, and they were going to be $6 a piece too. And Rick wouldn't let me get them on Friday, and I said, "Oh well, we'll go back for them on Saturday," and they didn't have any of them on Saturday when we got there. This was another one of my Friday buys. This is Shani, and this actual Jewel and Glitter Shani is a $60 to $70 doll. She costs $6. But it wasn't just those kind of dolls that we were finding there. There were dolls that were from various lines. This is the Mattel Jazzy doll. This is Chelsea, and this was mint in the box. And this was $6. Things that I don't even know who they are. Some of you may know who this person. This is Kiwi. Kiwi from Bewitched. Now, obviously, she needs a new battery. So, Kiwi, I have no idea who Kiwi is. This is by a company called Yaboom. So, I think Bewitched is actually it's a group, a British group, I think. So this is, I don't know if anybody, not the Samantha Bewitched. This is the singing group Bewitched. But it's just a weird thing. Then we had other things like, again, other dolls that we grabbed that were in there were a Miss America. So these are basically clone dolls. This is Miss America Raquel in her Yankee Doodle twirler outfit. This looks a hell of a lot like Ivanka Trump. Rest in peace. But this is actually an Avon doll, which is, again, a Barbie clone. And we're starting to get looking at these a lot more. So the knockoff Barbies, because they actually are things that can have value to them. Rick, on the other hand, upstairs found this.
Pinocchio dolls.
So she had a whole collection of those on a shelf or two.
And the wooden Pinocchio doll.
They'd actually set those Pinocchio dolls up on the stairwell as you walked up, so they were staring down at you. Yeah. Now they have you're going fast and you're pulling them out of the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I got Pinocchios out my nose.
So those are priced again. They have the two wooden ones. You didn't get those though. You looked at all of those
I
on the
looked at all
Friday,
of those on the Friday.
and then decided on the Friday, nope, you weren't going to get them on the Friday.
No, because they were priced. The wooden ones were 12. These guys were priced at 20 each. And I didn't want to pay 20 for each of them. This guy reminds me of Giggity, Giggity, Giggity. What's his name? Quagmire.
Oh, yeah.
He's got Quagmire eyes.
But that is part of the stuff that we ended up picking up on Friday. And I'm just going to show you this. This is only two of the bags that we ended up picking up on Friday. This is two bags that we filled. And we got these two bags. That one bag here, this one big plastic bag, they gave it to us for $15. A bunch of the other stuff that we actually ended up picking up on that day, we got for $100. This was our haul just from the Friday, though, just so you can see. Or no, this was from the Friday. Yeah, this is the Friday. This was our Friday pictures. So we had all of this stuff on Friday, including a bunch of loose dolls in there. There's the Jazzy, that's a gem, Bionic Man, and Bionic Woman. There is the Rocky, and that is filled with some of the other things that were in there. I can show you those in a couple of minutes. Some ornaments, some other dolls and toys in there. This was all our Friday, and Rocky's looking up some more gems butts.
Yeah, that's
so this
kind
is
of a
all
mix
part
of some of the garage sale stuff too, Craigie.
That's
when we were repacking the car.
No, this is all the stuff that was just from the one thing. I pulled all
the
this.
Rockies were from the teacher's sale.
Oh, they must have been thrown on top of those.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's when we were repacking the car.
Yeah, but 90% of the stuff there is from that sale, right? Yeah. So some of the other stuff that we ended up picking up, I looked up anything I could that was interesting. This was I haven't looked this up, but I picked these things up because in this case, this is a Barbie electronic piano. Is that Doug barking?
Yes.
Or are you making a squealing sound?
No, it's Doug barking.
In this case, this piano was still sealed. Everything inside it is still sealed inside here. So it's a brand spanking new electronic piano. And this costs like $6. So we grabbed a bunch of things like that. I have a cassette player. I have some other furniture that we picked up. Things like this, that is a market for these type of things. The vintage Barbie furniture. This is the Sweet Roses set. And this is the dining table and chair. So the stuff that's on that far side there. And it's all in there. Picked up Grand Champions horses, which are kind of like a Breyer knockoff. I don't know if you can hear him galloping, but he's galloping in there. This was $7. This particular horse actually runs for between $100 and $125. The other thing that we picked up was some of the stuff that was in there that was just like, well, why would you grab this kind of stuff? Because it's kind of weird and random. Well, if there was things that were in boxes that were brand new, I wanted to make sure I grabbed them. I grabbed 4 of these on a Saturday for basically $1 a piece. Why? Because I think I can make at least $1 on them because they're still brand new. They're 1994. So somebody who was that age who would have had these marked 6 originally, but again, we got them on the last day, about an hour before the sale ended. This is part of the stuff they threw into those big bags that we ended up paying literally almost nothing for. We picked up things like this, which they had the Barbie Ashton Drake Heirloom Ornament Club. And this is, they actually had 7 boxes of these, I believe. And they were all brand new, and they are Barbie ornaments. In this case, this is from Ashton Drake. This is Barbie Solo in the Spotlight. And there's 3 other dolls on there. Does it say which ones they are on the side? No. Oh, here it is. This is from Certificate of Authenticity. Evening Splendor. So this is for each one of the 3 dolls. Evening Splendor, Silken Flame, and Solo in the Spotlight. So this is the 3 things all marked 24.50 for. Oh, they're all 24.50. So it's that limited edition. We picked up 6 boxes of these, I think, maybe 6 or 7, and we paid $4 a box for these. They're probably about a $20, $25 item, but this is something that we're going to be putting in our local Max Sold because will probably do better for them locally with something along those lines. Every once in a while, you find something weird, like this is a lamp. But it's a weird lamp. Her dress only goes up to her waist. So I showed it to Rick and I said, "Look, Rick, it's a topless lamp." And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yes." I don't know whether she made this or not. I mean, it kind of looks half done, half professional. This is half a body, but Rick grabbed it anyway. I don't even know why. But to compare about what you would buy versus what
amused me.
It amused me. And then this is what amused me. This whole box. And this box we got for $2. And what is the box filled with? Lots and lots of little things. What are all those little things? Why, they are doll eyelashes. This entire thing is filled with doll eyelashes. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these, except for the fact that there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. There's probably like 200 doll lashes here. And I think the company is called Playhouse. That's what it says on the thing. Some of them are falling off their lashes, so some of them aren't great. But there's like, this is Playhouse KP01 DB. Now, I'm not a doll person, but a doll crafter may be really interested in some of these things. And I think there's one pair of these, Rick.
Yeah.
Sold for $12. One pair of these.
Yeah, it's a particular size.
Wow, but it sold for $12. I think this could be a good flip. It might take us a long time to get rid of them all, or we may bulk some up. $2. If this is $12 a piece, if we can get even $3 to $4 for these, this is close to $500. For us to sell those. So
I'm highlighting Heather Malkoff's comment because we went through a great deal of back and forth on the spools of doll hair. We went to Michael's. We went to Joanne Fabrics. We
were online for a half an hour each.
We looked at Alibaba what is that? What's the Amazon? All of the different online sites. And we could not find anywhere that sold spools of doll hair. You could find the little packages, but not the spools. And again, these spools would have been used in industrial machines like Mattel would have when they were rooting all of their dolls. So we could not figure out keyword search terms to arrive at the spools. And we're already selling fabric by the measurement, a 10-inch piece, a 20-inch. I am not going to cut 40 inches of doll hair.
No, I didn't think that would be an easy thing for us to do, is to cut the doll hair down. And Don says, if anyone is going to find a box of 200 doll eyelashes. And the thing was, I found that on the last day in that room beside a bunch of craft stuff. It was just sitting there. It was like a box. I pulled out all these little drawers, and this was sitting on top, and they had originally priced it at 2 for $1. And I think that's why people didn't really think about it. And then I guess when they looked at it when we went to put it in everything, she just said, "Oh, $2 for everything," because it was still there after 4 full days of it going on. But it's, we didn't want to do fat quarters of doll hair. That would be, oh. But if that was probably one of the most difficult things for me to pass up, because on the day we were there on the Friday, they still had all of this doll hair. And on that Friday, this was already $3, $2.50.
Pool sold.
And on the Saturday, they were still all there. They were going to end up throwing these out. We could have taken them with us, but it was just, we just didn't know exactly what we could end up doing with them. So it was one of those things that was just like, I could
have made you a suit out of the hair.
Yeah. People reroute monsters. Yeah, there's a lot of rerouting videos. There's people, but again, as Rick said, you can notice on that thing, you had to have one of those machines that takes this kind of spool, and there was nothing. Even on the wrapped ones, there was not a manufacturer. There was no color lot. There was nothing, and it was like after I got the eyelashes, I thought this.
We have enough projects.
Too much. So it is. It's going to become landfill. That's true. Yeah, it's going to end up becoming landfill. So one of the other things that I found, though, and this is something that I always want you guys to look for when you're looking around anywhere, is if you ever find reference books. And in this case, I was lucky enough to find a batch of reference books. This is actually older issues of, in this case, she had a shelf full, and I grabbed all the ones I knew I could sell. This is Barbie Bazaar magazine. This is also some other reference books themselves, like Barbie Fashion, Barbie Exclusives. So I grabbed both of these. They charged me $20 for all of these. And then the next day, as part of the stuff we got, we were upstairs in another one of the rooms. And in that other room, I found another full batch of these things. And there's like some of the things that Rick's showing you. 16 Barbie Bazaar, it's $50. Some of the individual ones sell for good money. And in fact, in here, there's a couple of ones in here. This sells for $30 on its own. And this is actually reprints. This is a really neat book, by the way. This is actually reprints of all of 1959 to 1965 catalogs. So this is the prints that you would have found, the ads that you would have found sitting inside the catalogs. So, and it's got on the bottom which catalog they actually came from, but it doesn't only have that, like Ben Casey, other toys.
It's a really good reference.
It's a great reference book. We actually have this already, but I'm going to be able to flip that for $30. And they also did 2 special editions of this particular thing at Barbie Bazaar, where they only put the Mattel catalog prints. So this is actually Mattel only. So it's, again, if you're trying to, it's like one of my favorite things ever, the Carousel Kitchen. I've had 3 of these. And you can see some of these special editions can be $40 for just a single one. So always take a look at what these are, who does them. Like if you see reference books sitting in there, where were we, Rick, the previous sale?
The cookie jars.
The previous sale when we bought the cookie jars, you said there were like how many?
There were like 7 or 8 collector books on a shelf in a closet upstairs, and I had a brain fart and didn't get them.
And when did he tell me about them?
When we were driving home.
So, always look for those kind of reference books because they can flip for good money. And in a lot of cases, when you find them, they don't want a lot of money for them. And if you can find those reference books at thrift stores as well, you can sometimes find them in Savers and Value Villages. We found a hockey one about 2 years ago, I think it was. It was like hockey memorabilia for $6.99. We sold it for $129 or $229.
Yep.
We've sold some G.I. Joe ones. There's some older ones that are really hard to find, the older reference books. And even though people can find some of this reference online, a lot of people still like the tangible stuff. So like Heather's saying, yes, she's been selling her old reference books. But some people really like the tangible thing. And I personally, especially in the fashion side of things, I left the big pink one downstairs. It has all the fashions by piece. And so it's easier to look through. Sherry has about 200 of her own to sell. Yeah, and they are good. They're good money. That's just it. And some of them, as I said, there are some books that can sell for $100 or $200 or $300 each. So if you don't want to subscribe to the books, you can subscribe to the books through WorthPoint. They actually have a series of ways where you can look at the books on there. So, but it's a lot of money.
I find our local reference library downtown has a lot of collector books, but you can only look at them in that reference library. You can't take them out.
Yeah. There are so many loose dolls and things like that we actually ended up picking up as well. Probably in the neighborhood of, I guess, I'm going to guess maybe like 30, 40, 50 dolls. Now, we didn't end up picking a lot on the last day. When we went on the Friday, we were there from 2 until 4 when it ended. There was a lot of pink box dolls there, but they were in that sort of iffy area. So there are dolls that didn't necessarily have a lot of value to them on resale. They would have been only for us to resell on Max Sold. They wouldn't have been for us to resell on eBay. For example, they had the 35th anniversary Barbie. They had probably about 15 of them in different rooms in total. They were only $6, but the fact is they sell for $6 or $5 or $2. So I was looking at those, and a lot of that pink box stuff that you saw in that video at the beginning when I showed you the porch, a lot of the stuff that was in here, a lot of these boxes were still around, but they were either destroyed boxes, or like you can see, this one is even destroyed, and in some cases, they were very faded, like this up in this top corner up here, underneath the window. That box is a gift set, but it is literally wiped to like faded from sitting in the sun. I didn't want to grab a lot of the things that were in the bottom here, which are a lot of the McDonald's toys or smaller things like that. We could have, but we decided not to. But a lot of those things, for example, the Happy Birthday Barbies that are there, don't have a ton of money behind them. So we grabbed the best things that we could. But on the Saturday when we got there at noon, because we knew that it was 50% as of noon, and that we know the people there because we shop there a lot. They said for us it would be 75% off as of noon. So we went there at noon, and she said to me, "You should have come earlier. I would have still given you 75% off." I was like, As we're getting there were people walking out with their arms filled with pink boxes. I think we must have seen at least 30 or 40 pink box dolls being walked out as we got there. So things we would have gotten to flip, we didn't get a chance to. We did find some other things in there, some other pink box dolls, though, that we got. We put them into the batches of stuff. But Rick found probably, other than I didn't even know our eyelashes were good, but Rick has something he wants to tell you about, which I've got up here, but he's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, I was in the basement, and sort of in the bottom corner under a table, I pulled out a case. It looked like a fishing tackle case. I pulled it out, and I opened it up, and I said, "Oh, this is interesting."
$20 for all.
It was priced at $20, but again, we brought up 4 boxes, and then Craig went and got the other box.
Yeah, we took those regular storage boxes, and we filled those storage boxes from various rooms. We had them stacked on top of each other. That was part of this photo here that you see, or this photo. Where'd it go? That's part of this photo. We had these stacked on top of. No. This one. So 3 or 4 of these white boxes stacked with stuff.
And she went through and priced it all out while Craig was continuing to shop.
I kept shopping.
We got over $600. And then she turned to me and said, "How about $100?" It's like, "Yes, please." So anyways, the case that Craig is going to show you actually includes or is part of that $100. So I don't know what else to say, Craigie.
No, I'm just trying to get it ready so I could show it. So it is a full case of
doll jewelry.
all doll jewelry. This entire case is filled with necklaces. Now, and like literally, we're talking like every one of these filled with doll jewelry. All sorts of doll jewelry. And not just is it that, it is this other entire side. And I have to do this with one hand. Again, take a look at some of the stuff that's in here. Look at this. This is actually a knockoff or a remade version of a Solo in the Spotlight necklace. And there are a number of them in this one thing. Hearts. This is stud earrings, which are the equivalent of Barbie stud earrings. All sorts of stuff. And I 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200 plus items in there.
Yeah.
And the only thing that we've been able to find, this is by a company called Kathy's Creations. And Kathy's Creations, there's only one on all of eBay that we could find. And it was none on Etsy, nothing on Google either. So it was actually very bizarre for us to actually have found that. But this entire baggie filled. So between and again, this was given to us within the same sort of $100 mark. This is originally priced at $20 for all. Rick found this on day 4. 50% off day, and nobody had even bothered to open this up downstairs in that place. So this is probably another, if we're lucky, or if we're unlucky, that's probably another $300 to $500.
I found an Etsy listing of 2 pairs.
If we're lucky, and there's 200 of these at $10 a piece, this and the eyelashes alone, those two things could be over $2,000 in sales. Will they sell in a day? No, they will not sell in a day. Oh, I forgot. Rick found this too at the same thing. Another thing that Rick managed to pick up. Barbie shoes.
This was on the last day. It was sitting in the porch on the table. Nobody grabbed it.
Now, this is after hundreds of people had gone through the porch.
Part of the $100.
So, yes, we're going to have the whole market of eyelashes and doll jewelry. So,
well, we could use the doll eyelashes with the googly eyes for some of our Ditch a Dead dares.
Yes.
We cover a doll face with eyelashes.
But we have these things like that. I mean, I'm looking beside because I still have that box from the 100 of the record needles that you actually ended up picking up. The nice thing about them is these things are small, so they're easier to ship. And especially now with the changes that have gone on and things like that, with potential more changes to postage coming up, it's all stuff that's going to keep going up with postage. So I'd like to keep as much stuff in the small area as I possibly can. That's for sure. But that was probably, I think, one of the best finds that I thought that Rick found. He laughed at me and tried to make me put down the eyelashes, didn't you?
Yeah. Forgot about these.
Oh, yeah. That's another little something. I'll make you bigger, Rick, so you can show them. We found these up on a top shelf. There's actually a bunch more stuff that we found. Like, this is our actual photo of our haul. Just in case this is our haul right here. This is everything that we have pretty well. So there's lamps in here. There's a Christmas tree. There's Halloween stuff up there. You can see. Oh, what about your Scentsys, Rick?
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot your Scentsys.
They were part of the garage sale stuff, though. So Here is the Darth Vader Scentsy.
So tell the story. This was while I was looking at the Lego.
This was while Craig was looking at the Lego. So I walked up to a table. They mostly had new stuff and tchotchkes, but I recognized the Scentsy logo, the green Scentsy logo, from a distance. So I walked up. There was this one and this Mickey Mouse Scentsy. So she originally wanted $30 each. So I walked away. And as I was walking across the street to another garage sale, I quickly looked up the Darth Vader Scentsy and saw that they were selling for between $125 and $175. So I finished looking at the other sale. I walked back up the driveways, or and I said, would you take $20 a piece for these? And she said, sure. So thank you very much. The Mickey Mouse Scentsy will sell for probably $70 to $80. So a $40 investment should become $200
plus. And then I had something I thought was a lot better than it was, but it turns out that it's not the greatest, but it's going to go great, I think, in Max Sold. Was I went by one other garage sale and somebody had these. I don't know if anybody recognizes them. These are LOL Surprise Binny dolls, and they had this whole box, and I asked how much they wanted, and the mother said, it wasn't a little girl, it was a mother, and the mother said, here's a little Ziploc bag. Put as many in the Ziploc bag as you want, and I'll charge you $2. And I said to the little girl that was there, is that all you want for those? And she said, yeah. I said, well, how about I give you $10 for everything? And the little girl was like, oh my goodness, yes. And I said, okay. So I gave them $10 and I got a whole batch. They also ended up giving me a big LOL doll and a huge stand too. For them. So those are, again, this is something that when we go, we look at things that are going into Max Sold, we look at things that are going on to Etsy, we look at things that might go onto Facebook, and we look at things that go onto our main platform, which is eBay. So eBay and Max Sold are our two main platforms. And those are all things I
don't run for anything.
No. But those LOL dolls I thought would be worth a lot more than this if they actually are only, depending on what they are, $10, $12. But I think it'll be a good thing to go in our toy auction, which we're actually prepping, which will end this weekend. So, or we're launching this weekend. So that's a bunch of the stuff we got. So much fun stuff. Strangely enough, the Barbies were an amazing buy. We got a lot of those. They'll be fun to sell. We should make some good money on those Barbies. Our entire spend for everything for the entire weekend was less than, what do we figure, Rick? Less than $400 or maybe $450 US for everything that we're talking about here. And that is all of the stuff we got at the garage sales. Our receipts from the estate sale alone were only $320. Everything else, the other $100 was all garage sale stuff. So he had his $40. I had maybe it was closer to $500. But still, we might be able to make $500 from those eyelashes alone, or from my felt Bible pieces and Rick's Scentsys. So this was a fun weekend for us. Heather says, "Are you going back to the week?"
We don't know.
There's a chance we will be. We are planning it for the summer. We have a few more trips back over planned across, but this actually pays for our hotel room, our gas, and everything. So
yeah, we have to list it though. That's the thing.
That's the problem. When we go away and come back and do a show, and then we have to go away again on Thursday. It's like we only have a day. We're finishing off our Max Sold, and then we leave it, so we don't get to list anything. We have to hire somebody or actually get busier at what we're doing. So we got a bunch of stuff here. We got to empty them out. We got to do stuff for our Max Sold, and then we'll decide whether we're going this weekend or not. So hopefully you saw some stuff today that you found in our doll haul that was you thought was interesting. You might have got some ideas. Again, think about stuff when you're looking at stuff that you may not have thought about before. Like, take a look at things like that felt Bible stuff that you go, what's that? I don't know. Look it up. Don't just walk by it. Take a minute and look it up if you can. Or grab something you just think isn't costing you a lot of money, like some doll eyelashes, and see if they're going to be worth money. What if I spent $3 on it? It's less than a latte. It's got to be bought, eh? And then we end up finding out that it could be worth hundreds of dollars. So we got a bunch of interesting stuff. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to be listing soon in various places. So I thought about doing that, but it's not easy to do. I actually thought about getting the Facebook glasses too, and that's not, I just don't know. I need to have my glasses on, and it cost me $800 just for the Facebook glasses.
And they limit the video to 60 seconds on those glasses.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll try. But again, our goal is to shop, and then the videos and everything come afterwards. So hopefully we found just some stuff. Think about reference books. Think about stuff you never thought about before. Look at stuff you think, this is okay. I'm not sure. Look at weird stuff.
Dig around in boxes under tables.
Huh?
Dig around in boxes under tables.
Dig around in boxes under tables. Don't be afraid to get a little dirty in an estate sale basement. That's where you can find some of the neat stuff that other people are going, ew, I don't want to touch this. Thanks so much for joining us here. Hopefully you had fun watching a few of the things that we had fun getting this weekend, and we're hopefully going to have fun selling them. If you can, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok as well. We're Thrifting with Two Dogs Digs, and we'll try and post some other short videos there. Thank you so much. And yeah, hit the the thumbs up. And thanks, Heather, for saying it was fun going with us. Yeah, that's just it. We have to shop before it snows. That's the whole thing. It can't. But a couple of things coming up, like Madison Bookville, if it's going to be 95 degrees out, I don't think this one is going to want to go. But I do want to go. So that's coming up in the middle of August. So thanks again. We hope to see you soon.
Wear an igloo.
I've got my fan. Remember, I bought my fan that I can wear now here. I got this fan here. I can wear that on my head, and I can turn it on the side, wherever the side.
Neck.
Well, I can put it on my neck. If I had hair, it would be blowing. See? It's actually little fans that can blow at you so you can keep yourself cool, and you can adjust them to anywhere you want. I'm all prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bonsoir.